Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. In this video we are going to see what is version control system and the basic concepts of Git such as clone, branch, commit, pull and fetch. Followed by we are going to create a account in GitHub and we are going to practice some of the basic Git commands. In our channel Cloud Tech Academy, we have posted more videos on Git, Azure DevOps, Azure Data Factory, Azure Cloud Computing. The detailed playlist URL are available in the video description. Please make use of it. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe. Your subscription will motivate us to produce more video in better quality. Git is a distributed version control and source code management system. We will see what is version control system and their types in detail now. Version control system is a software that helps developer to collaborate and maintain a complete history of their work. Let's say for example, you have multiple team members making multiple changes. They should be able to work together parallelly without overwriting each other changes. And also we need to maintain the history of their work. That is where the version control system comes into picture. Maintaining a history is very much important. With the help of history we can see who had made the changes, when it was made and why it was made. Suppose if the code changes which is moved last month or last week is causing some trouble, we can trace back where and all we have made the changes. If required, we can roll back. Let me show how a history will looks like. This is one of the project available in GitHub. So you can navigate to any of them and here these are the files available and I'm just opening a specific commit. Inside the commit you can see what are the files that has undergone the changes and what are the changes, whether I have added some line or removed some line, so everything, and it will show who had made the changes and when it was made. So you can trace back everything in Git history. So these are various files that comes under this particular commit. This is how your history will looks like. You can even see what are the various commits have been made to this particular folder. Just click on history. Here you can see the various commits that have been made by various associates. There are a lot of advantages of maintaining history. Hope you are now aware of the advantages of version control system. Let's see their types. There are two types of version control system. First one is centralized version control system, example TFS, and the next one is distributed or decentralized version control system, which is Git. Let's see what are these. Centralized version control system uses a central server to store all those files and helps the team to collaborate. But here the main disadvantage is that if that server crashes or if it goes down for a hour like so, it will be difficult for the team to collaborate. In a worst case, if the file gets corrupted in the server, then we may lose the entire history of the project. In order to overcome this, we have decentralized version control system. In distributed version control system, it does not depend upon a centralized server, which means you can perform most of your operations offline. You can perform commits, creating a branches or viewing a history. Everything you can do it offline. You need only internet connectivity only when you want to publish your changes to the online version or you want to download some of the changes done by your teammates to your local. And also everyone will have a copy of the repository in our local. Suppose if the server get crashed, we can brought up back to the repository. And the version control system which Git follows is distributed version control system only. Now let's get into Git. Now let us see the basic concepts in Git one by one. The frequent term which we will commonly use is remote repository and local repository. Remote repository means the online version, meaning like somewhere in the cloud all your code will be there. So there are various remote repository provider, so GitHub, Bitbucket or DevOps. So using any of these providers you will create a remote repository in the cloud and you can get that particular repository to your local, which we call it as local repository. The process of getting the code from the remote repository to the local repository for the first time, we call it as a clone. Cloning means taking a copy of your remote repository into your local. Branch, as the name itself suggests, it is a branch of your code. By default, Git will provide you a default branch which is master or main branch. From master branch or main branch, you can create sub branches which will have the same copy of master or main branches. Let's say you have been assigned to work on some feature. What you will do is you will create a new branch based upon master branch. You can name your new branch anything. Let's say new feature, that could be your branch name. In new feature branch, you will make all those changes. Once everything looks good while testing, then you will merge it back to master.
Hope this pictorial representation will help you to understand better. First, we will have a master branch. From master branch, we will create a sub branch which is new underscore feature. In that, we will make all our changes related to the new feature. When everything looks good, we will merge it to master. Commit holds the current state of repository. Let's say for example, once you are done with the changes in feature branch, you will commit it. So that is how commit works. Next is push. Once everything is done in your local repository, you will push it to remote ones so that your teammates can just get it from there. And next is pull request. Pull request is just for moving among the branches. You will ask your code reviewer whether my changes in the new branch looks good. Once he approves, then you will merge your changes to master branch. So for that only we will use pull request. Next is pull. This will help you to pull whatever the changes in the remote repository to the local, so that whatever the changes that your teammates made, that you can pull it to your local.
And there is a command something called git fetch, and there will be frequent confusion among git pull and git fetch. Let's see what is the difference between these two. Let's say for example your teammate have created a branch in the remote repository and it is not available in your local. In this case, use git fetch command. What it will do is it will fetch whatever the branches available in the remote repository to the local repository. And now git pull. Let's say for example your teammate has pushed some changes into future branch and it is not showing in your local. In this case, you can use git pull command. What it will do is it will download all the changes from the remote repository to your local repository for the specific branch. In order to work on git commands in your local, you need git command prompt. I have already posted a video on git command prompt installation. I will be posting the URL in the video description. You can make use of it. Let me show the URL where you can download the installation package. This is the URL where you can download Git installation package, and you have various options for various operating system. If you are using Windows, go with it. This URL also I will be providing in the video description. You can make use of it. I am going to skip this installation procedure in this video as we already posted a video in detail about this. Once you install Git, just search for git cmd and it will show the git command prompt. Here check for the version by using git version command. This is the version which I have installed in my local.
And once you install, this will automatically create this repos folder. So under users, sources, and you will find repos. So under this only you will create your code and you will push it to Git. So everything it will be under this folder only.
So what's next? Next, you can sign up with any of the Git repository providers such as Azure DevOps, Bitbucket or GitHub. In this video, we are going to show how to create an account with GitHub. You can sign up with any of the Git providers, it's up to you. Let's see how to create a GitHub account, followed by we will see how to create team and project in GitHub.
In order to create a GitHub account, navigate to github.com/join. I will be posting the URL in the description. Provide a username for this. This username should be unique one. So just provide a unique one and provide your email ID and your password. So once this is done, just solve this puzzle. Once you are done with solving this puzzle, then you need to click on create account. And next you need to fill a survey. This is an optional one. You need to provide why you are using GitHub. So those information, if you wish to provide, you can provide it. Anyway, since this is optional one, I am just ignoring this and click on complete setup. A code will be triggered to your email and you need to provide those code over here to complete the verification. Once you provide the verification code that you got in your email, you will be redirected to this screen, and here you can create your organization or you can create your repository from here. Before creating an organization, let's see the basic structure. First, you will create an organization. Under the organization, you will have multiple projects. Under each project, you can create multiple repositories. In these repositories, you will upload or push your code. You can have separate repository for each of your application, or you can have separate repositories for front end and back end. This is just to give an overall idea on organization, project and repository. Now let's get back to portal. Now let's create an organization. Just click on create an organization, and here you have 3 plans to pick. First one is free. Here you will get unlimited public and private repositories and 500 MB of GitHub packages, and under Teams you will have around 2 GB of GitHub packages under $4 per month, and this is for enterprise. So you can just go through it and select a plan. As of now, I'm going with free. Provide organization account name and provide a contact email. I am just providing my Outlook account, and here you need to select whether this organization belongs to you or to a business or an institution. So there are 2 options to select, and if you select business or institution, you need to provide the name of your business or institution. I am going with my personal account, and just verify this. After completing, just click on next, and here you can add your organization members from here itself. Just provide username or email address, you can provide it. As of now, I am not going to provide this. I am just going to next step, and this is another survey. If you wish to provide, you can just fill it up. I am not going to provide any of this. I am going to skip this step. Just click on submit, and that's it. We have created GitHub account for our organization. And this is the GitHub URL for our organization which you have created. After creating this, just bookmark this URL. You will use this wherever you are connecting GitHub account. Let's explore what are the options available inside GitHub. First one is repository. So here only we will create repositories for our application. And next one is packages. Here you can push your Nugget or Maven. So whatever the packages you have, you can push it here. And next is people. Here you can add members to your organization, and next is teams. Under teams you can create teams and add members. So this I will show in this end of this video. And next one is project. As I said, under organization you can create multiple projects. Let's create our first project over here. Click on create a project option, and here you need to provide your project name. I am providing it as sales, and you can provide the description for your project, which is optional, and I am not going to provide that. Next is project template. You can select the project template from this drop down. So it will have multiple options like basic Kanban and automated Kanban. You have multiple options. You can select any of the template from this, but here I am not going to provide anything. I am going with none. I am not going to use any of the template. Next you have is visibility. First one is public. This will be accessible to anyone on the internet. If you are creating this GitHub account for your organization, better go with private, so that the member you add to this organization can only have access to this project. Click on create a project. Now project is created with the name we have provided over there. Now let's see how to create team for our project. Go to teams and click on new team. So under this, just provide your team name, and you will have description you can provide, and here you will have visibility option, whether you want to make this team visible or you want to keep this team as secret. So you can select either of this, but mostly we will go with visible only, which is the recommended one, and click on create a team. And now the team is created. Here you can add members to your team and you can start working.
And now we are going to see how to create a GitHub repository, followed by we are going to see first set of Git commands which will help you to push your code from your local to the remote repository.
After installing Git, you need to execute these two commands in order to work with a GitHub account. First one is to set your username, and next is to configure the email ID that is tied up with your GitHub account. Open your Git bash and then just execute these two commands. Since these are simple commands, I am just fast forwarding this. Both of the commands will be available in the video description. You can make use of it.
This is the project we have created from the GitHub account now.
And just click on create new repository. And here provide a repository name over here. I'm going to name my repository as sales UI. So this is the repository for my front end, and you can provide a description if you want, but this is optional, and I'm going to leave it as private repository. If you wish to add any readme file, you can just take it and add it, but I'm not going to provide. I'm directly creating the repository. The repository have been created successfully. In order to push the code from your local to GitHub repository, you need to execute certain commands that I'm going to show it now. Let's see the project file which I'm going to push to this GitHub repository. As of now, I have only one file under this folder which I'm going to push it now. This is a simple HTML file. I'm not going to show it in Visual Studio or any Eclipse because everyone uses different IDE and it will be difficult to grasp what I'm doing. So simply I have went up with the HTML file. Now let's see this in a browser. So this is a simple welcome page. Now let's see how we can push this page to our GitHub repository. These are the 5 commands which we need to execute in our project folder. So let's see how we can do it. Open your Git bash and then just change to this directory. For changing the directory, here in Git bash type cd and the folder. So now we are in our project folder. Here we are going to execute our first command, which is git init. This command will create a hidden folder that consists of all our configs of Git. So let me show. This is a hidden folder. If you couldn't find any hidden folder, just click on hidden items. And here you will find all Git related configuration files over here. And next command is git add -- all. This will add all our file to staging. So if you have any specific file, you can specify like git add and your file name. For our scenario, it's like already we have created all our project file. We just want to push it to GitHub for the first time. So I'm pushing all my project files. Git add -- all. Yeah, now it is done, which means all our files are staged. Next is commit. We want to commit our changes. Git commit -m. M means message. Whatever the message you want to provide for your commit. This will help you to identify why this commit is being made. Now let's run our commit. Once committed, it will show what are the files we have committed and what is the file name. Welcome page.html, that is showing up here. These are next 2 commands which we are going to execute. First one is git remote add. Remote means the online version which we are seeing in the GitHub portal. Now we are going to push the code, but we should mention where we should push our code, right? So for that we are going to add this command git remote add. Then you need to provide a name for your remote repository. You can add any name to your remote repository, but in basic convention, mostly we will use origin or upstream. These are the 2 names we usually provide. This will help in case if you have multiple remote repositories. So add git remote add origin space, then your URL of the GitHub. If we further break down the URL, first part will have your GitHub account name at github.com/project name/repository name.git. This will be your GitHub remote repository URL. And the final command is git push -u. U means upstream. So we have provided some name, right? That we need to provide it here. Here I have provided as origin. So -u origin followed by the branch which I am going to push. Since I am going to push it to master branch, I have provided origin master. Now let's execute both of the command in git CLI. Now let's copy our git remote repository URL and execute it. Yeah, remote repository is now added. Let's execute our final command. In order to push our changes, we must authenticate ourselves. This will provide two options. First one is web browser and another one is PAT token. Let's sign in with our web browser itself. PAT token is a separate topic which we'll cover in a different video. So I'm just entering. If you click on enter, the default one is web browser, that will be open. Yeah, now I'm going to authorize. Click on authorize. I have already signed in, so authentication is done and it is successful. Now let's navigate here. Let's wait for a while to complete this process. Yeah, done. All our changes is now pushed to our remote repository. Now we have to go to our portal, refresh to see our changes. Yeah, our first page is over here and it is pushed to master branch. Whatever the changes we have done, that is for first time when we are pushing our code to GitHub account. Now whatever in master branch, that is a stable version of our application. Going forward, if we are making any changes, we shouldn't directly commit into master. That is where the branching comes into picture. Let me explain. Master or main branch is a stabilized one. You shouldn't directly commit into master branch. So what you need to do is, going forward, you should create a new branch which is future or whatever the branch name you want to provide. This new branch is literally a copy of your master branch. You will make all your changes in this new branch, test it, and finally you will merge it back to master.
Now we are going to see how to create a new branch and how to submit a pull request. In this section we are going to see the second set of git commands.
Now we are going to do our first step, which is creating a future branch in the remote repository. You can even create a feature branch in the local repository and push it to remote repository. But for this video, we are going to create a future branch in the remote repository and we are going to fetch it to our local repository using git fetch command. In order to create a new branch in the local repository, you can use this command git branch space the branch name. Whatever the git commands we are going to use in this video will be available in the video description. Please make use of it. Let's create a branch in the remote repository. Currently I am in GitHub portal and under this we have only master branch, and if we can just type the branch we want to create over here, and here we will have an option like create a branch from master. Just select this. This will create a new branch called future branch over here. Now let me open the git command prompt and let's switch to our project folder by using the command prompt cd. So this is my project folder. So I'm going to change directory to my project folder, cd space my project folder, and here let us see what are the branches available now in our local repository. So here it is showing only master branch because we haven't fetched our future branch which we have created now. So in order to fetch the branches from our remote repository, we need to execute this command git fetch origin. So this will fetch whatever the branches we have created in our remote repository. Yeah, it had fetched master and then future branch. So both of them are available. Let's execute the same command git branch -a. Yeah, now it is showing future and master branch, both of them. Now currently it is in master branch. We need to switch it to future branch so that we can start working. In order to switch to a new branch, just execute this command git checkout space future. So what that is the branch name. So now we are in future branch. I have created a new file in our project folder which is user info, and if you see this, it just contain two headers, page to user info and then our channel name. So if you see it in the browser, this is how it looks like. So currently we are going to push this particular file into our remote repository. So there are set of steps we need to follow. First we need to stage it. In order to stage the file, we need to execute this command git add space our file path. Let me copy the project folder path, and now I'm going to paste it, followed by the file name, so that we can stage only this specific file, userinfo.html. Once we execute this file will be staged. We can just check the status whether it is staged by using the command git space status. It will show what is the current status now. So it is clearly saying we are yet to commit this file. So now let's proceed to commit. In order to commit the changes, this is the command we want to use, git commit -m. Then we need to provide the comment for our commit so that we can identify why we have made this commit. So just specify the commit message in double quotes. So I'm going to specify commit user info file and just click on enter. So it is saying the file is committed now. Now it's time to push these changes to the remote repository. So I'm specifying the branch also. So we are going to push these changes to the remote repository future branch. Just click on enter. The changes were successfully pushed into remote repository from our local repository. Let us verify whether our changes are available in the future branch. First, let us refresh this page. And here itself it is showing that future branch has some changes. Now let us switch to future branch. So under future branch, if we see, the new file is available over here. So far we have created a future branch in our remote repository, and we have fetched it into our local repository with git fetch command, and we have moved our file from the working directory into staging area using command git add. Then we have committed our changes to our local repository of future branch. Then we have pushed our changes from the local repository into the remote repository. Now let us proceed to creation of pull request in order to merge our changes from future branch into master branch. In order to create a pull request, here we have an option compare and pull request, and under this page you can select the base branch as master, so where we are going to merge, and here we need to provide the comment, so why we are making these changes. So if you have any reviewer to approve this pull request, just type your message to the reviewer. Just type like please review and approve. So after typing this, just click on create a pull request. So if you have any reviewer, he will get an email like for this purpose with this command a pull request have been submitted. It will also show who had created this pull request, so all this information will be available. So once the pull request is submitted, the reviewer will review the changes, like seeing what is the commit, so what are the changes he had made. So under the file changed, here he will get to know what are the changes in the file. So after reviewing it, he can just select review, he can add the comment. After adding the comment, the code reviewer can approve these changes, but we haven't added any team members or reviewer for our repository, so we are not going to do this. Instead, we are going to directly merge it with the pull request. So under this conversation, we will have an option to merge the pull request. So we are going to select this. Just click on merge the pull request. Here we can add additional command before merging. So I'm just providing some command and confirming the merge. The changes from our future branch is successfully merged into master branch. If you prefer to delete the future branch, you can do it, as we have completed the task for that particular branch. And under master branch, the changes are there. The file is now available in the master branch. And that's it on this video. I have posted more videos on Git, Azure DevOps and Azure Cloud Computing. Those playlist URL is available in the video description. If you find my video is helpful, please subscribe, and thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.